Welcome to Fresh Catholic, a podcast for those who are converting, reverting, or simply want a fresh perspective of the Catholic faith to help them to open their hearts and minds to become closer to the love and goodness of Christ. My daily prayer is that I will be a bright light to others, to be filled with the love and light of Christ, so that when people look at me, they see Him radiating out from me for His glory. Hello and welcome. I'm Lori Balderas, and I'm so happy you're here. So let me ask you some questions. What's important to you? What do you value? What are the 5 most important things in your life right now? Are those things different from 5 years ago, 1 year ago, last month, yesterday? Do you make time for those things? Are they worth the time? I'm asking because this episode is about priorities. I think priorities change throughout our lives. We all need basic necessities in life, of course, food, water, shelter. But I think that things vary throughout our life. For example, babies and children, they need family, mommy and daddy, toys, books. Teenagers need friends, boy and girlfriends, their phone, their car, their independence. Adults need a job, a house, a spouse, family, medical care. All these things become priorities. In order to obtain and keep these things and be happy and fulfilled, we need to prioritize them. Things and people need to be given a level of importance. What comes first? Who comes first? What needs the most tending to and nurturing? Do you have children to raise? Do you have an aging parent or sick or disabled spouse? Of course, these people need to have priority. Is your own health suffering and you're needing that to be a high priority? Self-love is a common phrase now. I'm all for taking care of yourself. I mean, you can't be good and strong for others if you are unhealthy yourself. Your health and well-being are super important. That should for sure be a priority. How about your marriage? Are you making time for each other? Are you staying current and in love? Are you keeping interests, going to do things together that you can do after your children move out and you're back being alone together? I know when I was married the second time to the father of my children, I didn't put that marriage at a very high priority. My children were number one, and my children are great, and I love my children, but I did not prioritize my marriage properly, and I think that was one of the major downfalls of our marriage, and the reason it ended was I don't think I put our marriage and him at a priority. So for that, I am sorry. So I really suggest that you focus on your spouse because it's very important and you should make them feel important and needed and necessary. All these things are good, worthwhile, and important priorities. It's super hard to have all these necessary priorities with so many things and people tugging at you all the time. But now let me ask you this. Where is God in your priorities? Where is He on your priority list? Is He first? Is He somewhere in the middle? Is He at the end of the list? Is He on the list? What's in His place on your priority list? I'll bet it's a long list. I'll bet there's a long list of things that you have put in front of God and that you prioritize higher than God. Those would be idols. We've talked about idols before in another episode, but idols in your life are anything that comes before God. He should be first on your list, especially in this day and age. Examples of idols are your cell phone, your screens, TikTok, sports can be an idol, drinking to excess. I like drinking, but not to excess because then it overtakes my life. Drugs can be an idol. Anything that comes first, anything that you prioritize above God or your family or things like that, those are idols. Why is it that the first thing to go on a priority list seems to be God or church or family time or alone time with your spouse or worthwhile quality things? Why? Why are all those positive things the first things to go? I remember back when I come from a Boy Scouting family. My grandfather and my father were Scout executives, and I come from like 4 generations of Eagle Scouts. I used to run a cub pack of many, many boys, and I remember when boys would quit or have to drop out, first thing to go was scouting. And it was like, why did scouting always go first? And my dad would say, well, it's the most positive thing and it's the first to go because they think other things are more valuable and important, when in fact scouting is very valuable and important. Well, that's how I feel about God and church, is I think things are prioritized above those things. I'm saddened and shocked by it. I didn't notice before because I wasn't involved in church and I wasn't involved with God. So now it's becoming very apparent to me. I had a conversation with my oldest granddaughter, and I was asking her when she does her sports, she and her brothers. I said, do you do them, on Saturday, all day Saturday? Because there's so many of these children. She's got 3 brothers and herself. Her baby sister isn't ready to do sports yet, but she said, oh no, Mimi, we do sports on Saturday and Sunday. And I said, Sunday? Why Sunday? And she goes, well, because we do sports on those days. And I thought, now these children don't go to church. These aren't religious people. But I was thinking, what about the children on these teams that are Catholic or churchgoers, or that's important to them, or should just be spending time with their family? I just think that's been a bad decision that somebody made. Why do sports get priority over church? I don't know. Anyway, I think that's too bad. I think that needs to be rethought. Anyway, I think we need to really work on prioritizing properly. So, how can we do that? I am a big schedule girl. I love schedules. I love lists. I love organizing. I love things like that. So one of the ways that I prioritize making sure that I have the important things in my life in a good, strong priority pyramid. Let's call it that. So I think you have to consciously think, how can I make myself a strong priority pyramid? The top of the pyramid, the point on the top, should be God. God comes first. Next down are spouse and self on the same level of the pyramid together. Children are next. And on the bottom is others. Not that others are on the bottom, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, to me, that's a properly prioritized pyramid. What I do is I schedule in my time with God. Simple as that. I schedule in that I go to Mass every morning. I schedule that I go on my prayer walk every day. I schedule in, if I am going to be doing my readings out of the Bible and my other religious books. I schedule in my prayer time. It's not that I necessarily write these in a book or put them on my calendar. It's that I organize my day around those things first. And I must admit, now that I say that out loud, I do have an appointment book. I sit down every Sunday night and I schedule in, Mass goes in first. I do schedule in my book. You don't have to do that. I don't expect you to do that. But just in your own head, prioritize God. Fit him in. Schedule him in. You would schedule in a lunch date with a friend. You would schedule in other things. You would schedule in sporting events and workout time and all these things. So just schedule in God first. And then schedule in time for yourself and your spouse. Schedule date nights schedule, even if you have to schedule like a meeting, if you have a lot of children and a lot of events you're doing, schedule in a half an hour every afternoon, evening with your spouse to talk about an overview of the day. Your children will be fine. They can go in the other room, give them something to do, give them a task. Have that time where you have just some one-on-one time with your spouse. Make time for yourself. Go work out, go on a walk, go swim, do something physical. Make time for yourself to eat well. Feed your family and yourself and your spouse well. Keep that body healthy. Get good sleep. Prioritize that. That's really, really important. Sleep, healthy food, fresh air, family time. You don't need to be sitting watching TV. I know if my children are listening, they're going, that's all we used to do, Mom, was sit and watch TV. Okay. I learned prioritize different. TV's fine if you're watching as a family and interacting, but not if you're just vegetating, looking at the screen and not interacting. Try doing some of those things you did at Lent or during the Easter season that were so positive. Spend time with your children doing things one-on-one. Maybe have, day dates, little events you do one-on-one with your kids. Do things as a group, but also do things one-on-one. Make them feel special. That way you can learn more about them. They can learn more about you. Have little things you do with them that are just your thing with them, not their siblings, not with somebody else. Obviously, making time for church, going to Mass. I am perplexed when people can't seem to find the time to go to Mass. Why is that? You have like 6 choices on the weekend to go to Mass. It's an hour out of your week. You need to do it. There's no excuse. Come on, guys. You can do it. It's so worthwhile. Come to Mass every day. It's a half an hour during the week. It starts your day off great. It's a good priority to have. Make priorities to help other people. Set aside time to go visit somebody. Help others, like if you were to do volunteer work, that would be great. Taking care of other people should be a priority as well. Taking care of the planet, making sure we're doing things healthy for the planet. Prioritize that in your life. Prioritize praying, reading scriptures. All these things are all positive. Now, I can probably bet some good money. I'm not a gambler, but I can bet some good money that you're all taking some big chunks out of your day to stare at your phone. You're taking some big chunks out of your day to gossip. You're taking some big chunks out of your day to do negative things. Let's reprioritize. Let's do positive things. Let's make those things fill up your calendar. I promise you, your life will change. I remember when I was married before, and I've already said this in another podcast, but somebody told me, God's supposed to come first in your life. And I thought, really? Because I am thinking it's my children. My children come first. They're the end all be all. And it was like, I couldn't even wrap my mind around the fact that God should come first and then my spouse and myself and then my children. I wasn't in that world. I'll tell you what I was in. I was in an upside down pyramid. That's what I was in. And that's just going to fill up with water, fill up with sand, fill up with things that are going to weigh it down and point down into where. What happens when your priorities are out of whack? I feel like, look around you today. Everybody's priorities are out of whack. This world we're living in is crazy. It's crazy. It's out of control. And it's just gone off the rails. I don't know. I have no idea where people's priorities are. I can only speak for myself that since I've gotten my priorities properly stacked, it's not to say that all my worries and my anxieties and my troubles are gone. That's not true. But if I flip that pyramid over again, things are just out of whack. God has to be in charge. God has to be the thing that is the guiding light of what we're supposed to be doing. If he is on top and he comes first, everything else will fall into place. Like imagine again, sorry I keep using this pyramid analogy, but I'm not sorry because it's exactly what I have envisioned in my head. So if God is at the top of the pyramid, everything else easily slides down. If you flip it over, it can't. It doesn't work right. So I think if God is in charge and God is the guiding light and God is the guiding force of your life, then you and your spouse who have the relationship with God and with Christ, because you're in this together, then you have the next level down makes it, another stronger force. So you have your strong marriage, you have your strong bond with each other. And then if you have a strong bond with each other and God, your children have a strong bond with you and your spouse and with God. It works its way back up. They feel secure. They feel the security of having you as this strong thing above them. God is up there as well. And then the children don't have as much anxiety. They don't feel as out of control because you and God are in charge of them and taking care of them and protecting them and guiding them. So turn your pyramid around. Put God at the top, you and your spouse second, then your children, and then others. And I think your world will improve dramatically. I don't know if that made sense, but it does in my mind. Sit and think about it in your own way and in your own family. But think about this. God is capable of being in charge. I'm grateful he's in charge. And then I'm the next level down, me and my spouse, then the children. If you can teach your children this, then they will go on to be strong, capable humans, adults, and parents. So think about that. And then others, we want to have them to be a nice, strong base of our pyramid because we can't really be good humans, good people, good stewards of God, good disciples, if we can't be helping others and taking care of others and giving them priority. We all are in this together. We all have to have this strong base of the pyramid because, we're in this world together and it's not going super great, guys. So, if we just put all these other bad priorities at the top of the pyramid, then it's not going to work. It's not working. Look around you. It's not working. God's being taken out of all sorts of places and it's not working. If it is, I must be blind because to me, it's not working. And please, here's a little side note. Please don't think that I'm talking about this pyramid is a pyramid scheme. Please don't think that. That's not at all what I'm doing. All I'm saying is a pyramid. I could have said triangle. I decided pyramid because it's a more solid thing. So please don't misunderstand me. I know I have to really watch what I say on here and people take me very literally sometimes. So I have nothing to do with pyramid schemes at all. Please don't come after me. Okay. So thank you for listening to my little rant about priorities. I hope it helps you. I hope that you can reprioritize some things if you need to. Try to talk to your family about it. Try to work on these priorities. It's really important. It's really valuable. Make these better, more positive things in your life a higher priority. TikTok is not going to be with you on your deathbed. TikTok is not going to get you into heaven. Like I said in another episode, if you're saying at the end of your life, gosh, I loved my cell phone. Gosh, TikTok got me through some sad times. Come on, people, straighten up. You can get better priorities. I believe in you. Anyway, so Fresh Catholic News. So I will be speaking at a Young Ladies Institute meeting on May 8th. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm excited to go meet them and talk to them about my podcast and my conversion and everything. And so I will let you know how that goes. Let me know if you're interested in having me come talk to your group or at your event. I would love to do that. I think that would be very fun. And I'm just trying to get the word out about, evangelizing. And so let me know. I also have a new YouTube channel. And if you're already on there, thank you. You can follow me on Instagram and YouTube at Fresh Catholic, or on Facebook, Fresh Catholic. I am still doing the 30-second daily videos. I know a lot of people are really enjoying those. So thank you for watching. Those will be on the YouTube channel. And we'll just see where that goes. I don't know yet. We'll have to see how that YouTube channel goes. But I do appreciate everybody's support and everybody's comments and sharing and liking and subscribing. I really appreciate all that. And if you want to email me about anything, if you have any angel stories, miracle stories, let me know if there's any specific topics you'd like to hear. I would be open to that. The next episode I'm going to do is, because Mother's Day is coming up, it will be on motherhood. It will be the highs and lows of motherhood, because there's many. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today and watching. And thank you. Love you. Bye. Thank you for joining me today. Now go out and be a bright light in someone's life. And remember, be focused, be faithful, and be fresh. Fresh Catholic is recorded at Wonder Mouse Studios at the Castle at Pierpont in Ventura, California. My producer and engineer is Sarah Aspel, and she could be yours too. Our podcast studio is available for rent. You can reach us at wondermouse.us or freshcatholic.com.